After months of protests, national attention, and investigations, the two Albuquerque police officers who shot and killed homeless camper James Boyd now face murder charges.
They are the first APD officers ever to be charged for a shooting on the job. We have team coverage with Tina Jensen on the announcement and Alex Goldsmith on the reaction that these charges are provoking. We start with Tina. She's live at APD headquarters.
Those officers are charged with murder, but they're not behind bars tonight, and their attorneys say they will never be.
It was the first deadly APD shooting caught on police video. An hours-long standoff last March with James Boyd, a mentally ill camper, ended like this. With fatal shots fired by two APD officers as Boyd was turning away at a distance.
An information was filed against Keith Sandy and Dominique Perez this morning, charging them with an open count of murder.
The officers' attorneys say what you see on the video was anything but murder. Sandy's attorney says his client shot Boyd because he was trying to protect a fellow officer's life.
He took a step with these two knives towards that APD dog handler. Keith was protecting an officer in the line of duty and did absolutely nothing criminal.
The DA's office has reviewed dozens of officer-involved shootings in the past few years. Many of them have been controversial and have cost the city millions in lawsuits. But none of the officers have been charged until now. The DA says there's something different about this case.
In this case, we do believe we have probable cause.
Exactly what that is and all the facts of the case will be revealed in an upcoming preliminary hearing, which will be a transparent process open to the public. In the meantime, Officer Perez will stay on desk duty while Sandy retired a few months ago.
That hearing is a few months away. That's when the judge will decide whether those murder charges should stick. He could decide also that Sandy and Perez should be charged on lesser charges instead, or he could throw out the whole case altogether. Back to you.
All right, Tina, thank you. First-degree murder means that prosecutors would have to prove the Boyd killing was premeditated or prove that Sandy and Perez had no regard for human life. For a lesser charge like involuntary manslaughter, prosecutors would only have to prove the officers were careless or negligent. Well, the chief's response was decidedly different than it was in the week after the Boyd shooting.
Do you believe this was a justified shooting?
Do I believe it was a justified shooting? Yes.
Today, Police Chief Gordon Eden stayed away from the cameras, with APD sending out this statement. It says, "This case is a matter of great concern to the community, the city of Albuquerque, the Albuquerque Police Department, and the involved officers, and that a preliminary hearing will permit the evidence to be presented in a transparent and public forum." Now, Mayor Berry also refused to go on camera about these charges, only saying it's important to allow the process to progress without prejudice for the community to move forward.
And of course, today's announcement drew strong reactions on both sides. On one side, families of those killed by APD officers say today feels like a major step. On the other side, the police union says it's disappointed and worried. News 13's Alex Goldsmith is live outside police union headquarters with the story. Alex?
Jessica, in a sit-down interview, Union Vice President Sean Willoughby came out swinging, saying those two officers now charged with murder were simply doing their jobs. The Boyd family and others have a very different take.
It's clearly not a criminal situation. It's not a criminal matter.
You can't just shoot people in cold blood simply because you can, because you wear a badge and you carry a gun.
One case, very different views. For Stephen Renetta Torres and Ken Ellis II, today's announcement that the DA will move forward with charges against the two officers who shot and killed James Boyd is welcome news.
I feel like it's a step in the right direction, but we have a lot more steps to go.
Ellis' son Ken was gunned down outside a 7-Eleven 5 years ago as he held a gun to his own head. The Torres' son, Christopher, shot and killed in the family's backyard in 2011. Like all prior APD shootings, Brandenburg did not move forward with charges in either case. But the family says there's one key difference this time.
Unlike, I think, all of the shootings that the district attorney has previously ruled justified, the Boyd shooting, it was such a blatant act caught on video.
The video evidence speaks volumes.
But Police Union Vice President Sean Willoughby says there's more to the story than the now infamous helmet cam footage.
We knew that this man was violent, that he was unpredictable, that he was mentally unstable, and that he had threatened to kill police officers.
Willoughby says Brandenburg's decision is unfair and downright wrong.
It's a scary time to be a police officer in Albuquerque, and I am not talking about fear of the job. When you do your job well, you're a suspect and charged with a felony crime, up to include murder.
Now, the police union is helping out with the legal bills for both officers in this case. However, Willoughby tells me the dollar amount is just a drop in the bucket compared to what the cost of defending this case will be. Back to you.
All right, Alex. Through their attorney, Shannon Kennedy, the Boyd family says it's relieved to hear there are charges in the case. They're already suing APD and the city.
Today, the DA also responded to the talk that these charges are in retaliation for APD revealing that she was investigated for allegedly trying to get her son out of a burglary charge. She suggests that APD was retaliating against her because they knew back in October that she was leaning toward charging Sandy and Perez.
I'm going to give the public my best efforts, and I am not going to be intimidated. You all can speculate all you want. I think the motivation is pretty transparent.
Brandenburg insists the accusations against her are completely false. APD and the mayor's office have repeatedly refused to answer questions about who decided to reveal back in November that Brandenburg was under investigation and why. Well, this story is generating buzz all across the country, from the Wall Street Journal, USA Today, and the New York Times. The headlines are all about the charges against officers Sandy and Perez. News 13 has followed this story and brought you the very latest information from the beginning, and we're committed to bringing you all of the developments as they unfold, both on the air and online at KRQE.com.